Not much in the way of goodbyes. When the first kidnappers left, oh, whoops, sorry. I'm still caught up in the place where I left off and proofreading a novel by Gary D. Aker called North of Likely, proofreading for Broken Ellipses, Bad Line Breaks, and Orphans. These things happen when something is converted into InDesign by Adobe, which then will be uploaded to Amazon and other platforms. So it is available as a 6x9 trade size paperback soft cover or hardcover. The price of the hardcover I already know it's going to be $20.01. The reason for that is the story takes place in the last week of August 2001. You know what that means. I don't have to tell you. It's the last time things were, halfway fucking normal around here before the end times show, predetermined, going back till God knows when, each and every fucking move planned way in advance. It's hot, not too hot for me to sit out here, but it's warmer than it is in my room where I got my hillbilly air conditioning system set up, i.e. a portable air conditioner with its hose hanging out the window and curtains drawn over that. So basically there's the open window in my apartment dueling with the portable air conditioner like RD2D sitting on the floor spewing out its cold air. I'm so dumb I haven't had the humidifier aspect of the air conditioner working all this time. And I had fucking high humidity in my apartment. It was cold and humid. It was like Juneau, Alaska or something. Anyhow, I got that working now. Got to do that because I got swamp coolers going as well. And they're spewing out humidity. But what was I talking about? So this book has been an eBook like forever. It was first published in 2012. Then the publisher dissolved the contract as of the French word force majeure. I never saw any fucking royalties. And I didn't have access to sales figures because I wasn't the publisher, but I'm pretty sure it sold well right out of the gate. And this was in olden days where people actually read and shit. And there's actually more publicity available for new writers on Amazon, indie publishing, KDP. Kindle Direct Publishing is what it's called, back then. And yeah, I think the book sold about 500 copies, and my share of the royalties would have been somewhere between $500 and $1,000. I never saw a fucking dime. You want bread, fuck a baker. You want to make money as a writer who's published by a small-time independent publisher out of fucking Baltimore, for fuck's sake. What the fuck does anyone know in Baltimore about anything except maybe the life and times of Edgar Allan Poe, who I think was a great writer. I don't know what he died of, but he was young, 40s, probably an opium addict. So that happened many, many, many years ago, 10 years ago. We're coming up on the 10-year anniversary, August 9th, of the first time North of Likely was published. The rights reverted back to me, and I published it again in 2013, winter. right after the Mayan calendar ran out and all this wonderful shit started to happen. It's been going on the last 10 years. And it sold a handful of copies. I don't know, I've made maybe $100, which is probably about how much I spent to take all the raw materials back and hire someone and convert it into a Kindle anew. The guy who worked on it was in India, and he was a nice guy, but he wasn't really very fluent in the English language, and his last name was Krishna, Kamar Krishna. There was another name in there too. I liked him. He was a friendly fellow. But the guy I have now, Lazar, in Macedonia, which every time I say that, I think of like ancient elephants prior to the Ice Age. You know? Anyhow, he's doing a pretty good job. He's working on it, and right now I'm in the middle of proofing the document. As I said, for broken ellipses and bad line breaks and the like. And before I fell asleep, I forgot to close the document, so I lost all the work that I did, over 40 pages. And I was reading it line by line, but now I'm just skimming through those 40 pages that I may have had a correction, I may not have. So I get current to about 188, chapter 22. The narrators rotate. I don't know how many books are written this way. Of course, this book will never see the light of day, so no one's ever going to take note of it in the literary realm. And like I said, when I did have a publisher, anew, for the first time, I'm sorry, not anew, back in 2007, I had a publisher, local publisher, who wanted to completely redo the whole book with, one narrator. Oh, how fascinating. But there's 3 narrators. They rotate. They have chapters. They have whole entire chapters. And then it switches with the ensuing chapter. And they are the protagonist, Carrie Wrightwood, the antagonist, Paul Steiner. He's the criminal. And the hero, John Taylor, a.k.a. Bob Taggart, when he was an agent with the Secret Service. And John Taylor starts out the book, narrates the first 7 chapters, and then he closes the book and narrates the last 4 chapters and the epilogue. But no one's ever going to see that or how I did it. It's interesting as I read it. I have been reading it, like I said, line by line the last 2 days. So I'm reading it slowly, not like a regular reader, because I'm trying to catch these various errors. And it's got an incredible amount of detail and description. I mean, it's got a lot of dialogue too, but there's just an enormous amount of detail in relation to this crime, this elaborate fucking crime that's being pulled off. And I had forgotten that. It's really different from what I just wrote, which was a collection of 24 story chapters called Being Our Own Gods. It's just a whole different cup of tea, because my brain was still locked into what being our own gods is like. At first I was just kind of like, man, this is fucking crap, but now I don't feel this way at all. I mean, if you're a fan of crime time, baby, I think you would like it. But like I said, no one's ever going to see it, so So that's what's going on with me. Temperature's dropping. Probably down to about 86, 87 out here on the balcony, which is fine with me. Light breeze up here on the 11th floor. I can hear in the distance up Burnside in front of Powell's. That idiot's banging away with drumsticks on 5-gallon plastic tubs. Fucking hate that. It's just this super loud clickety-clackety noise that otherwise offends and interrupts the rare silence or quietude, relatively speaking, here on the balcony. But there's a lot greater things than that. I'm going to try and get the Illuminati look here where we just got one eye open. A lot greater things than that which could be going on. The birds seem to be fine, being fed. I got some new food in town. New dope in town, baby. I have to replenish their water. A couple more warm days ahead. Couple 3. And then it's my birthday. Whoopee! And I'm sure I'll post something on my birthday. Till then, I've talked way too much for an old man who's, sipping organic coffee. Goodbye now!